Look, I don't know what to say to those in my audience that, like, all I could do is be myself. I understand you want me to be a team player. It's like, let me give. All right, let's jump right in. My prediction was that I thought that neither of the debaters would do that well, but that Kamala would slightly edge out Trump. And I was 90% right. Trump did worse than I expected, and Kamala did better than I expected. My final ratings would be Kamala gets about a C plus, and Trump gets a D plus. I think it even got worse after the first commercial break for Trump. Now, the questions that were being asked didn't help him, and we'll talk about moderation, the types of questions that were asked, and things of that nature. But I think it's a clear win for Kamala Harris. Was it a win enough that it will skew undecided voters towards her? Maybe some. But I think it will accomplish what Kamala really needed. And I think she accomplished it a little better than even she needed to do, which was to say, oh, I'm not really hiding. See, I went in front of Trump and I debated him, and I think I did better than him. So I'll continue to run my campaign through surrogates and not taking adversarial questions, etc. Now, I know that a lot of people are going to say they think I'm wrong. They think that Trump clearly won. That's cool. I don't give a shit. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. I am someone who wanted Trump to win, and I'm giving my honest opinion that I did not think he won. I thought he did pretty poorly. I thought that the one part of the prediction that I will admit that I got wrong was, I did say I thought the moderation would be bad, but not as bad as Chris Wallace in 2020. I think this may be the worst moderation I've ever seen. That's what I honestly think. So I will admit, even though I knew it would be bad, I think the moderation was actually worse than what I thought. Now, you have to understand, who is this debate for? When you have a bias, you're able to see through misstatements, lies. You're able to pick up on things that's beneficial to your side and detrimental to the other side, including things like facial motions, reactions, interruptions, things of that nature. I'm not talking about on which side has a better vision, which side had better comments. I'm talking about for the average viewer who's tuning in that's maybe an undecided voter, who do I think won? And I think Kamala Harris won. I thought that Trump comes across as meandering, slightly unhinged at times, and most importantly, taking the bait. I thought of this, and it's something I should have mentioned on my pre-show, and I didn't, in fairness, but it was absolutely incredibly skillful on the part of the people that prepared Kamala Harris that absolutely know Trump very well in how to bait him. And they did it tremendously. Tremendously. Every time that there was a chance for Trump to spike the ball on a topic, immigration, the economy, inflation, Kamala Harris would do something like this. She'd be like, yeah, you know, immigration, blah, blah, blah. And like, your rallies, people leave early. And then Trump would be like, my rallies are great. They're great rallies. My rallies are great. Yeah, you know, the economy, blah, blah, blah. Trump's family gave him a lot of money. My dad didn't give me that much money. I know. Look, I don't know what to say to those in my audience that, like, all I could do is be myself. I understand you want me to be a team player. It's like, let me give the answer for Judah and Bleezers that they want. Trump, A+, 100% crushed Kamala Harris. Kamala was stupid the whole time. F- for Kamala Harris. A+ for Trump. Trump wins everything. He's going to win 50 states. Cool? Okay. Okay, so you guys can tune out now. That's the answer you wanted. For the rest of the people that want my honest thoughts, that's fine. You can say I'm wrong. That's fine. It's not a matter of responding to lies. It's a matter of what is your theme for the debate. Actually, my parents didn't give me a lot of money to start up. I was a very successful businessman. Anyways, on to the topic. Actually, many people come to my rallies. Hardly anyone goes to yours. In fact, people stay at my rallies even after I'm shot at. Now, on to inflation. See how quick that is? 5, 10 seconds, now moving on to the topic. Trump meanders, doesn't get to the central point, and then what happens is he ends up not getting to the biggest attacks on Kamala Harris because he's focused on all of these other issues that are sort of causing him to deflect. Sure, you have 2 minutes to respond. You could respond to what you want. You have a chance to tell the American people, Kamala Harris covered up for Biden's cognitive decline and was in the room with all of these terrible economic decisions that mean you can't afford a gallon of milk. Or you could say, actually, people love my rallies. Which one do you think's better? Just saying. Now, here's the quote that's true that the Trump supporters want to hear. It was the worst moderated debate that I can remember, and it was designed in every way to team up with Kamala Harris against Trump. Now, first off, Trump should have known this. The Republicans continue to go to establishment media sources that hate them to moderate debates. After 2016, when Donna Brazile was found out giving answers to Hillary Clinton, that should have been it. Nope, we're not going to a mainstream outlet. Not doing it. Done. We're not going to go to I was telling you beforehand, ABC, a group looked at it, 100% of their newscasters' coverage of Kamala Harris since she's announced running, 100% neutral or positive for Harris, 95% negative for Trump. What did you expect? So it's on, like, it is true. Think of how they preloaded it. First topic, okay, economy. Second topic, okay, immigration. Then loaded questions just against Trump over and over and over. Either topics that are going to be favorable to abortion, climate change, January 6th, Obamacare, race. Trump has to see that's occurring and saying, I'm going to bring it back to the issues I want to talk about. This could have been Trump's answer for literally every single question, and he would have done better than Kamala. It's an interesting question you have on insert race. Well, when it comes to race, actually, race relations in this country were much better under me, and Black Americans were doing better because the economy was much better. Black Americans, ask yourself this. Were you able to afford groceries better under me? Real wage growth was up considerably under me. Under Kamala Harris, it's down considerably. She was too busy lying about Biden's mental health and passing in terrible policies that led to inflation and importing millions of people from the southern border that are illegals that are taking the jobs and resources from Black Americans to do anything about it. Even RFK and strong liberals, the liberals of yesteryear that want to end war and care about the American people and end things like censorship is supporting me. That's why you should vote for me. It's an interesting question you have there about Afghanistan. Afghanistan was much better off under me than it was Kamala Harris. She was too busy covering for Biden's mental decline. Well, she was the last person in the room. They relied on the Taliban for defense. Was the situation better when I was there? Yes. Service people weren't being killed. Oh, by the way, she's refused to even acknowledge the Gold Star families of the servicemen that died as a result of her plan. Oh, it's an interesting question you have on inflation there. Yes, inflation was, or the economy. The economy was much better under Donald Trump than it was Kamala Harris. Over and over and over. Trump, what did I say? Trump's strategy needs to be, was the country better off when I was in office than when Kamala was in office? Now, it's implicit that he needed to keep saying, it is the Harris administration. She covered up for Biden's cognitive decline, as did all of the network that your moderators are from, all of the Democrats, they knew. This is her administration. Kamala even had a line at one point, which I actually was like, yep, because I was posting as it was going on. I was like, Trump's doing a good job of complaining about Biden, but he's not saying, and this Harris is connected to it, he's not saying it each and every time. And Harris's first response is, first off, you're running against Kamala Harris, not Joe Biden. Then she proceeds to talk about the good things that her and Biden did, so she kind of goes back on it. Yeah, believe it or not, Trump's team ain't listening to me. Now, maybe Trump got coached and just didn't listen to the coaching. I don't know. But this is easy. You know, Trump's closing statement, it could have been better, but the beginning of it was good, where he was like, my question is, Kamala says she's going to do all these great things. She's been there for 3 years. Why hasn't she done it? Great. I'm going to take us back to where we were in 2019. Secure border, not in the cusp of World War III, wage growth increasing, you're able to afford groceries, you're able to afford a house, except it's going to be even better this time, because I have experience. The values of free speech are going to be promoted vigorously. We're going to put people like Elon Musk in there to make sure that we're getting rid of government fraud and waste, which will save us millions upon billions of dollars. We're going to put RFK in a position to make sure that our kids are eating healthy food. We're going to stop the fentanyl crisis. The moderators, the way that the questions were stacked was ridiculous. The constant fact checks on Trump, but no fact checks on Kamala Harris. Like, for example, she said his 2025 project, they could have been like, Ms. Harris, even the founder of 2025 said Trump didn't have anything to do it. He's denied it the whole time. Didn't bother to do that. Fine people hoax, didn't bother. Mandatory gun buyback, didn't bother to fact check. Always 2020 was for fracking, didn't bother to fact check. So yeah, I mean, I just thought Trump strayed from the message, and I think that the Harris team was smart to understand that they could attack his pride. They could say, your rallies, you this, you that. Ultimately, how much does this move the needle? I agree that I think it stops the downward trend of Kamala. I think she'll see a bump. I do. I expect this to probably cause a 1 to 2 point bump in some polls. I don't think this wins the election for Kamala Harris. I think that so much is going to happen between now and Election Day. Though remember, early voting starts soon. I think there'll be enough change that this will be out of people's mind. Now, the media is going to do a great job of hammering this debate for the next 2 to 3 weeks. They're going to hammer it. Because they're not media, they're corrupt and they're propagandists, so that's what they're going to do.